from the hearing, but those dudes were straight basura. And another thing, whenever I'm laughing, I'm not laughing at what they're saying. I'm laughing at the comments. You know, you guys are definitely, you know, having me. Damn, what's up with this dude's beard? Did he draw it on with a pencil? What's going on right here? Let me see. I gotta get a close up on this one right here, cause man, I don't know. No say. Let me see. Did he? No, he penciled that in. Did somebody take a Sharpie and fill in his beard? DJ Khaled. He cleaned up straight edges. Hey, help us get to the front page. We got 86 people watching. We got 39,000 hearts. We've been on for 3 hours and 45 minutes. And I think this is going to be the last hearing for this one. But as soon as this one finishes, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the other one so we could go ahead and catch the other 9. So I'll cut this stream, and then I'll be right back maybe like around 10 minutes. I just got to grab something to eat because I haven't even ate breakfast yet. And I would highly appreciate a follow, you know, help us get to that 20,000. Yesterday, we got about 1,000 new subscribers. We went from 10,000 up to 11. So, you know, hey.
Mr. Moore? No. I apologize. Mr. Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Okay, we're about to start, okay?
You see Mr. Rodriguez looking freshly shaved. He got that edged up nice and cleanly. Got the Sharpie marker ready.
My name is Parole Officer Smelling. Today's Friday, September 20th, 2024. And this is a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Parole. The following board members are present this morning. If I state their names on the record, certify they have reviewed all statutory.
What kind of charges? What kind of charges do you think he got?
Information in preparation of this hearing.
Good afternoon, George Chance.
Good afternoon, panel member Rodriguez.
Panel member Page.
Please state your name and inmate number for the record, sir.
Dennis Rodriguez, 296-202.
This hearing has been conducted in consideration of the parole application for Dennis Rodriguez, 296-202. He is serving a sentence of 9 years and 8 months with 7-year special parole to follow for criminal possession of a pistol, revolver, possession of intent, narcotic substance, and threatening first. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of November 1st, 2024 at 50%. There is no victim input in this case. The offender has an offender accountability plan. A review of the plan shows the offender has completed voices and is currently participating in Tier 2, which is slated to end on October 8th, 2024. He's also completed anger management, good intentions, bad choices, and domestic violence. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system scores, the offender overall score for recidivant falls within the moderate range. Mr. Rodriguez, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Yeah, I feel like I learned my lesson. I did, you know, a lot of programs to rehabilitate myself so I could be a better man to my family, to my kids, and to be a better role model. And I did. I got a letter. Can I read a letter?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Damn, I was waiting for that.
This is a letter that I wrote to the victim. This apology letter. I said, I'm taking full accountability.
Mr. Rodriguez, I thought you were reading an opening
I'm sorry?
statement. I thought you were reading an opening statement
What you mean by that opening statement?
of why you should be granted parole.
Okay, I said I was going in the same directions as the rest of my friends, drugs and jail, anger and death. My subconscious mind was programmed with the untruth, and I lived on the bottom. I learned that I am many times better than I thought I was. I also learned that coming from a broken home and not having my dad in my life and not living in the same household as me, I wasn't my fault. I learned that although I didn't have control over my beginning, I do have control over my ending. I am a new person today, and I can't block the wrong done to me. I can forgive and forget so that I can go on with my life. The past doesn't have to become my future. I can live life without anger. And I've learned that I can't continue to blame my mom, dad, or others for my actions or problems. Life isn't always fair, and I had to make the best of my situation. The only way I can by moving forward and releasing my past. The life skills class taught me that I am a deserving person with a great potential, that life is a free gift full of many and exciting opportunities, that I can overcome my lifestyle and anger and problems. Growing up, I did not choose what happened to me, but I can choose how I react to it. I learned to overcome all the difficult circumstances I have endured. It has made me strong, and finally I've learned that I am in charge of my own shit and I can steer where I want. I will not change course. It's not an option to keep suffering and negative consequences of my action. I've chosen to live gratefully, and I will work hard for the rest of my life. And I also want to thank you for giving me this opportunity and the time to hit me up. I greatly appreciate it.
Chia Beard, did you say, Hunter?
So, Mr. Rodriguez, I appreciate your opening comments in how you changed. You have certainly taken many programs. You took Voices, Anger Management, Domestic Violence, and you are working in the clothing factory, and you're in the Tier 2 program, which you will finish October 8th.
Correct.
Any other programs that I did not include?
I tried, and Good Intentions, Bad Choices. You said that?
You completed that one?
Yeah, I completed that too.
Okay.
So altogether, I completed 4, but it'll be 5. But the 5th one will be Tier 2 on the 8th.
Right. Tier 2 will make it 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Rodriguez, I want to know what's been going on with you. I know you mentioned something about, coming from a broken home and not having, a father, but there are many other people who can say that and did not do the things that you did. So what was driving these criminal acts that you were doing? Because this sentence that you're serving, it's a pretty long one.
I understand.
And you're just what, 40 years old?
Correct.
Yeah.
And
So
it's time for me to change. I gotta be a better man. I got family that I got a good support system. And at the end of the day, I was just being selfish, not worrying about my family, my kids. It was all about me. And one thing that I learned being incarcerated, it was being patient. Because I gotta learn how to be patient with myself so I can be patient with others. And my family, and I got married while, been incarcerated, and, and she's been a very, very great support. She want nothing but the best for me, and I love her. And I just want to continue to go home and to be there for them, because at the end of the day, my actions is hurting others. It's like hurting my family, hurting my kids asking when I'm coming home, and it's time for me to grow up and let go of the past. Because like I said, my past don't define my future. Even living without not having my dad in my life, me growing up, I was holding grudges. I was having anger. But at the end of the day, I wasn't hurting, I was really hurting myself, because me being in jail, hurting my kids, got to explain to my kids, why daddy did this, why daddy did that, So at the end of the day, I got to learn how to leave the past and become a better man.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, I certainly appreciate you saying that you have 8 failed community releases. What happened on those occasions?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What happened on those 8 failed community releases that you were given before?
Because I was just young and dumb, and I I was just being ignorant and not caring and just moving reckless. And now that I'm older, I don't want to keep being in and out of jail. Something got to change. And this can't be a lifestyle that I want, even for my kids or family. Like, you know, I was just young. And me having this time, 9 years and 8 months, everything was just like oh yeah, you know, it's a slap on the wrist, whatever. I ain't gonna do no time. But to believe it or not, like I'm blessed.
So, yeah, but you know, Mr. Rodriguez, you are also blaming the victim, you know, saying that, you know, you were supposed to go to New Jersey and she wanted to go with you and you told her no. And, you know, so you didn't even accept responsibility for what you did. And here you are with a gun possession charge and a threatening first.
Another one.
So, and, you know, just looking at your criminal history, you know, you've had threatening second charges and assault charges.
Another one. Another one.
Your criminal history is pretty serious, Mr. Rodriguez. I am happy to hear that you are taking some programs. I'm sure you've taken some of them before. What do you think is different this time?
That I'm older, I'm mature, I know how to take accountability. I learned how to let go past grudges. And this can't continue to be a lifestyle that I want. And I can't continue, you know, to keep thinking, you know, keep dealing with my emotions, because me keep dealing with my emotions is not gonna get me anywhere in life. It's time for me to grow up.
How have you addressed those emotions?
How I address that with that, what? Say it again, miss?
How have you addressed those emotions?
Because I learned how to have patience. I learned how to have patience with myself so I could be patient with others. I don't react off an impulse like before. Before, I used to deal with my emotions. And that was the wrong thing to do. You know, like I said, I'm getting older. You know, I'm 40 years old. It's not like I'm in my 20s or 30s, you know, where I could keep coming in and out of jail. I don't want to grow old in jail. It's time for me to, you know, wake up and smell the coffee and live life.
So we can't find, you know, I was reading about your employment history and you said you were working at the convention center, but the Department of Labor, and you were working there between 2014 and 2020, but the Department of Labor has no record of your employment.
No,
So,
I was working for Demirs. I was working for him. And I also was working at the car wash, C&J.
but you couldn't have been working where you pay taxes, you know.
No, because they was paying me under the table because of child support. I have all child support.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, you need to say exactly what the truth is. You may have been employed, but you were being paid under the table. So you were not a tax-paying person. And to think you would do that to avoid paying child support. You have how many children? 6 children?
Correct.
And you pay child support on that for them?
I haven't paid in a while.
What's your responsibility in terms of that?
I'm gonna take legal matters on that when I come home, because I really do want to get that over with and start paying, so I could really, you know, really start, you know, 'cause at the end of the day, I want to work where I have benefits. I want benefits.
What kind of job skills do you have,
Like
Mr. Rodriguez?
when I was out there, I was going to Nets too. I was going to get my CDLs. I was trying to
But
get
you
my
don't have your CDL.
No, that's what I'm gonna do when I come home. I'm gonna get my CDL so I can work and drive trucks because I was going to Nets, and then I was catching these cases and they kicked me out. So they tell me for me to get these cases over with, then I could re-attend the classes.
What cases are you talking, Mr. Rodriguez?
The domestic violence cases, the violation of protective orders that I was catching. So that got me thrown out.
The charges for which you're serving time.
Correct.
It's just a sad day for you, Mr. Rodriguez, that you've been avoiding paying child support for your children. How many of them are under 18?
All of them. The oldest is 15.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, I don't have any further questions. Mrs. Page?
Oh.
You're muted.
I can't hear you.
You're muted.
Thank you. I was trying to pull it up. I was having a coughing fit, so I muted myself. Sorry. So Mr. Rodriguez, I appreciate all that you've offered in your discussion with the chair today. I have to tell you that I'm very concerned, and the court was as well because of your history. They said, no, we're not going to try to give him an opportunity on probation anymore. We're going to give him special parole because they want to be able to get you off the street immediately and keep you off the street until you've gone through a process that allows someone else to read what it is that you've done and then decide whether or not you're appropriate to be re-released again. And I say that because when Ms. Chance asked you about your current offense, and she said, well, you said that it was your ex-girlfriend, that she was vindictive. And remind me of what your response was.
She was being vindictive, like, she didn't want to see me with somebody else. Like, if she wasn't with me, I couldn't be with her. She just wanted me for herself. Like,
and so is there a protective order in place for this lady?
Correct, 2099.
Okay. And I see you had a protective order in 2018. Is that the same lady?
Correct. She just keep putting me in jail.
No. Just answer the question. So why would she get a protective order against you if she was just vindictive?
She didn't want to see anybody.
No, the court's not going to just give a protective order to someone just because they're jealous. It's far more than that, Mr. Rodriguez. It really is. And then, too, when the police arrived on the scene for this offense, she had bruises. Mm-hmm. And you said you didn't put your hands on her. How did she get bruises?
At that time, I was not in the right state of mind.
Did you put your hands on her?
Yes, I did.
So why did you say you didn't and that she was vindictive?
Right.
Because and I can't keep blaming the blame on her because I'm responsible for my own actions.
Exactly.
And I don't want to keep pointing fingers. I don't want to keep pointing fingers because at the end of the day, that's what you've done. And you
right. Know why I'm saying that? I'm bringing
I learned
that to your attention because you've taken all these programs and you're still singing the same song.
Yeah. And I learned that. Me keep pointing fingers at her is not. I learned how to take full responsibility for my actions.
You're not taking responsibility for your actions. If the officer just interviewed you a month ago and you're saying that she's vindictive, and you're sitting here today and you're saying that she's vindictive. Now, I will give credit. Maybe the relationship was toxic. Maybe her mouth was real flippin' reckless. But those two things do not mean that you have a right to put your hands on her.
Right.
Period.
You're right.
So, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what you've truly learned from these programs, because what you're saying and what we're reading are two different things.
Not all actions need a reaction. And learn how to walk away. Like I learned how to walk away. I learned how to bite my tongue. Like I said, I don't want to keep living life like this. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better role model to my kids. I don't want my daughter to.
Bullshit.
I understand all of that. You don't want another man to put their hands on your daughter either, right?
Correct.
Because
Correct.
if you did, you would be sitting right where you are, I'm sure, just to defend her honor. So why would you put your hands on someone else's daughter?
Right. Right.
It just, this is just ridiculous. And why did you have $14,000 in cash in your apartment?
14? Shit, I don't even got 1,000.
It's just ridiculousness. It's just too much, Mr. Rodriguez. You've run out of opportunities. And I'm sorry, I wish that I felt differently, but this is too much. So I appreciate your speaking with me and answering my questions. I'm all set, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. So, yeah, Mr. Rodriguez, I mean, just very difficult case to deal with, man. Just, you had $14,000 in your apartment, you weren't paying child support.
I know.
Damn.
I mean, you're working under the table. Working under the table at $14,000. I mean, it doesn't. None of it. It really goes against like what we see on paper. That you went to all these programs, did all this work. I mean, an opening statement, you didn't even acknowledge the victim in your opening statement. You didn't even say, "Wow, I'm really sorry what I did, what happened."
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I have a letter right here, but she said, why would you?
That is
why
true.
would you bring me parole? I wrote a letter to the victim, and the letter that I wrote right here, it says.
You don't have to read the letter. You don't have to read the letter because I don't read the victim's name. But you could have just said, "I'm so sorry to the person or the victim that I hurt," or that that's all you had to say. You didn't have to read the whole letter.
No, and I truly am sorry for what I did and what I created and the pain that I caused.
That goes against your comment if she was vindictive and she was had it out for you. You know what I mean? That goes against that. If your feeling is that if she's the one who caused the whole problem, what are you being sorry for?
I understand.
Yeah, it makes it very challenging for us and for you today. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's a challenge, man to man, never put your hands on anybody.
Rodriguez to Rodriguez.
Right.
No
Like
bueno.
I said, I apologize.
I have any questions, man. Try to answer the question. Thank you. Thank you for answering. Talking, Mr.
Yeah. So this, this is a pretty serious case because Mr. Rodriguez, end of sentence is 2029. Is that what?
2029.
February.
Yeah, February 2029. And then he has 7 years of special parole.
He's got 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, I checked it on RT.
That's
So,
another nickel.
I am not in favor of releasing Mr. Rodriguez today. He still has to do the he still has to finish the tier 2, which he will finish shortly. But I think he needs to have a relapse prevention plan and release plan that will include the fact that he wants to obtain his CDL, and now he says he wants to go work with his stepfather or have some other offer. But he also has a substance abuse problem and says he's never been in any treatment, and has a series of domestic incidents with one of the victim. So I don't know. For me,
Hey, Miss, can I say something?
then can I finish? When he was asked how he's going to stay out of trouble, he says he needs to make new friends and change his surroundings. For me, what's concerning is the fact that when he was working, he was being paid under the table to avoid paying child support for 6 children under the age of 18. And that he was selling drugs and had that huge amount of money, and obviously was not paying child support. I have a lot of concerns about Mr. Rodriguez's behavior. These are very serious offenses, and he's failed his last 8 community releases. And so, the only thing that I could do for Mr. Rodriguez today is to deny and rehear him and give him another opportunity to come up with a really solid release plan that will say to me that he's, number one, not going to go out and sell drugs anymore. And that being in possession of a pistol or a revolver is pretty serious, and he's not going to do any of that. So I would like to hear some feedback from my colleagues, because I'm not feeling good about Mr. Rodriguez today.
Mr. Rodriguez, what is it that you wanted to share?
Hey, Miss, right? I got this paper. I was trying to go to the to do my CDLs, and they told me that I was ineligible because I have too much time. But which I have the paper here. It says 2 years from your EOS or 2 years for parole eligibility. And when I had put it on February, I had 2 years. I'm under 2 years for the parole eligibility. So then they gave me the letter back saying I was ineligible. Now they switched it to a year. So I really was trying to attend the program, the vocational village, but they said now for any vocational village that I got the letter right here, said I need to have a year or under. And like I've been trying. Like I don't want to keep living my life in the streets. I don't like.
So you're saying you have to wait another year there before you can go into any of the DOC vocation programs?
Yeah, I got the letter right here. It's saying that I gotta have a year or under for me to attend that vocational village. I got the letter right here.
Yeah, and you have a lot of time.
Yeah, so when I try to do the CDL, I got denied. Say I was ineligible. So it's not like I'm trying. I don't want to sell drugs. That's not a lifestyle that I want to live, and keep putting people into pain. Like, I really don't. Like, I really want to change. And I'm sorry you feel the way you do because, at the end of the day, I gotta want it for myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, thank you. So you had another domestic back in 2016 where it was like, oh, you stole some tennis shoes or something like that from somebody. Did you fight that lady?
Nah. What it was is that I had came out of jail and she was trying to keep my belongings. So,
Oh my God.
So
More
yeah,
blaming.
so she tried to keep my belongings, and she telling me that I had to give her some money because she didn't have no money to pay her car insurance. And I'm like, I just came out of jail. Like, what you want me to do? Like, I can't do nothing
But
for you.
what does that have to do with the domestic? Did you put your hands on her?
Nah, I
Nah.
didn't. I did not put my
Why
hands
did you get a DV? There was a call to the house over a domestic violence complaint.
Not because she said that I put my hands on her, and I never put my hands on her.
The same way you never put your hands on this girl?
Mm.
Until
No,
we
I
asked
did.
you about it?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
And what happened with the assault second in 2001?
You gotta admit
In
it.
2001,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember. I'm not even gonna lie. Assault
That means
second.
that someone had some serious injuries in an assault second.
Yes.
2001.
Breach of peace and assault. Like,
I don't recall that one. Sorry.
Is this
It's
number
okay.
7 or number 8?
I'm
Hopefully it's
just
number
saying
7.
that you have such a lengthy sentence because of the violence that you've displayed throughout your criminal history. Your history dates back to 2001, sir, of violent behaviors.
yeah.
Of violent behavior, selling drugs, not evading responsibility, just all over the place, reckless endangerment, just being a nuisance. And
Right.
in 2001, I would say, okay, that's immaturity. He's a kid. But
16 or 17.
2020, when you're 36 years old, you're beating up the kid, your girlfriends, and putting bruises on her. I mean, it's a lot. And honestly, anything that we do here today, even if we say, let's deny you and have you come back in a couple of years, you've taken programs, you're working. I just hope that you can learn to accept more responsibility and not tell the officer that your victims are being manipulative. I mean, being vindictive. And honestly, Mr. Rodriguez, that would be a gift to have you come back before us, have you do some more work on yourself and come back. It would be a gift because we can today EOS you and you won't come back. You won't be released until 2029. So let us deliberate. That's what we were in the middle of doing. So I understand your position, Ms. Chance, and I think that I'm along the same lines. I want to give him some incentive to continue working on this. We didn't even talk about the tickets.
Yeah.
Didn't even
Exactly.
address them.
And you know what? I thought if we brought him back, I had written down here a vocational program, but he's telling me that they don't even want him in there for when? Another year?
But you can go
No,
to
I
school.
gotta have a year. I gotta have a
No, he
year.
has to be a year out. In 2028,
Yeah.
that's when he can participate. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a long time.
Yes.
So,
but in the same vein, he doesn't have his GED. Get your high school diploma. You can go to school. Do something constructive with your life. That's the best that I can do. I really had him denied, honestly, because he did so poorly on supervision in the past, and he is violent. However, I would be willing to give him another opportunity to come back before us with some change. Change this. Our discussion will have to be a lot different than what it is today.
That's exactly, I believe, what I said before and where I'm going, because his entire record is just bad. And I know he said the only thing that I heard him say so far that he took out of the anger management program is the fact that, he talked about, he learned about patience. Okay, how to control his emotions. I do think Mr. Rodriguez has to spend some more time working on himself. I am open to what recommendations, but I did say I would give him the opportunity to come back.
I would give, I mean, he has so much time left and he has a substantial amount of special parole. So I would do at least 15
A year.
months. I would do it like a year and a year and a half. Yeah, like 18
That's
months or
what I
something.
thought, yeah,
18 months.
yeah.
Just to give him some time to work on himself.
And education would be a big step.
And no DRs, no more
No
fighting,
DRs.
no more disobeying direct orders. Listen, do your job.
Amen.
You've had a good job.
That disobeying direct order, that got thrown out, and I got that right here.
Okay.
That got thrown out because he was telling me.
All right, Mr.
So,
Rodriguez, just let us
I would
finish.
just, yeah,
Denial.
I know, and I have March 2026,
Okay.
so that would be a year and a half. And positive programs, and I think he should do his education program.
Whatever programs he can get in.
Whatever
If he
you
doesn't
get.
want his education, that's on him.
Hey,
Other
what-
positive program.
What program that you want? I could attend.
Education is one.
Your
The
GED,
GED is a big one.
Do some other
Whatever else is
vocational.
available, whatever's available to you. Fatherhood program, maybe teach you about paying your support, child support.
You said
Any
fatherhood?
positive,
Fatherhood
positive
program.
programs.
Any
Start again.
positive
So, like,
program.
I signed up.
Okay.
I signed. I'm signing up for the second chance program.
good.
Good.
very good.
So
So we're
make-
just gonna say positive programs.
Right. Right.
And
so
And
there's
no
no
DR.
so there's no program that I can attend. Just attend a program, and the only program that I can attend right now is the second chance program.
Okay.
right? So do that. So in the case of Dennis Rodriguez, inmate number 296202, there is a motion to deny discretionary parole for criminal history and inadequate evidence of offender change.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Madam Chair, I apologize. I wouldn't say inadequate evidence of offender change. I would say his poor performance on the 8 failures is something that we talked about. And I would add, I would say inadequate evidence of offender change because we have talked about him saying his
Right.
being vindictive and stuff too.
exactly.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
So that was correct.
Yes.
With poor performance while on community release because he had 8.
Yes.
So I have 3.
Yes.
Okay. So in the case of Dennis Rodriguez, 296202, deny for reasons criminal history, poor performance on community release, and inadequate evidence of offender change. We are granting a rehear date of March 2026 with the recommendation to complete positive programs and no disciplinary reports. Do I have a second?
Second.
All
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So, Mr. Rodriguez, we're giving you another opportunity with a rehear date. No DRs, positive program.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Okay.
And then I have one more question, right? I was doing Penn Foster with my educational. Like I got credits for that right now, and I only need one more credit for that. But I try to get that transfer over here, but they're not transferring that. So, you know, I already, you know, paid for that class. So I'm just, like I said, like I got incarcerated because I needed that diploma for my CDL. So that right there, and that right there. So I just the diploma. I gotta do that when I'm out there because I'm already in with Penn Foster.
Fuera.
And I already.
All right.
So and that's
Good luck.
fine because he said education, but I just want to make sure
We
that
want you to
we
do
are-
whatever you can that will improve the odds of your returning to prison, whatever that is.
But I just want to make sure
We
that
want you to
we
do
are-
whatever you can that will improve the odds of your returning to prison, whatever that is, whatever positive program you can get into. So we'll can you send in the next person, please? Second.
Thank you.
Okay, so good luck.
This concludes the hearing for Dennis Rodriguez, 296-202. Mr. Rodriguez, you will receive all this on Friday.
All right. So what do you guys think?
Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands
I think we got one more. We got one more after this one.
and they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. Ludacris going in on the verse cause I never been to
All right. So man,
I think they were definitely, but you know what? They were just ready. They were done with him already since when the last guy came. I think they're just ready to just end it on and just get through their day. It's Friday. I'm sure they got plans for the weekend. So let's see how this guy does. How many people got parole today? It's just one, right? Or two that got found suitable for today.